So recently, a pretty notorious trader on social media, Donvo, kind of left the scene after supposedly or allegedly blowing up on purpose a big trading account that had a bunch of his viewers' money locked in it. If you don't know what this is, it is basically a MAM account, which is basically when a single sort of main trader controls the trading performance of everybody who's invested in the firm. It's almost like a hedge fund to a degree where everybody's parked their money in this thing. And Donvo was in charge of managing this money, and he basically collected a split. Well, there's a ton of speculation about this ordeal because basically, without getting into the full video that I did recently, the money went to zero. In fact, this screenshot here shows exactly what happened. The account was growing, and then completely tanked off the face of the earth. And since then, Donvo has gone radio silent. Now, I wanted to update this because, again, I know there's a lot of people who may have been tied up in this situation and kind of looking for an answer. But there's been no response from Donvo. He's gone completely radio silent on his social media. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about this situation, as well as react to some of the comments that I got on this really tough situation. I just want to say, first of all, if you're somebody who got caught up in this, I know that's a very frustrating and tough situation. I do think that this is probably going to be a painful learning experience for the people who invested a bunch of money in Donvo. And, it's one of those things. The important thing to remember about social media is people can very much, come across as this very knowledgeable trader. But it's really dangerous to sort of park your money with somebody else if you haven't actually seen long-term trading results with anybody. Anyways, we're going to talk just a little bit. I wanted to react some of the comments here because there was quite a reaction. My channel doesn't get that many views, and this video got 61,000, which was quite a bit. So I wanted to discuss a little bit of the comment section on the video. If you'd like to see the full video, I'll leave it linked in the description down below. Donvo down 95% in 3 hours, account management blow up, and my thoughts. And I just wanted to mention before I get into some of these comment sections, I'm not really here to bash Donvo. I'm really here for people who sort of were impacted by this, or as a community may have gotten a little bit traumatized by this whole concept of watching a pretty notorious content creator. Guys, Donvo streamed for years. In fact, back when I first started streaming in 2018, Donvo came a year or two later, I think. I can't remember when he first started streaming, but I remember there was a period of time where there was only a few of us live streaming on a daily basis. And although my channel's never been, super ginormous in the trading space, I was kind of one of the early on streamers, and I noticed Donvo was as well. So when he kind of did all this and blew up without saying anything and has not made a single comment on any of this, you've got to start, really questioning who you personally think about yourself. Who do you invest your time learning from? Do they show you they're actual traders, or are they just running a bit of a grift? And I'm not saying, I have no idea what's going on with Don. Like maybe he fell off the face of the earth. Maybe something really traumatizing happened. I have no idea. But I really wish, for the sake of his audience who respected him, that he would come out and say something in reaction to all of these allegations and things that have gone on, as he had stream viewers for years who were just left completely holding the bag with this situation. So let's talk about it. I used to watch this. I'm going to react to some of the comments here. I used to watch his live streams. The moment I saw him putting 30 lots on gold with a stop loss more than 100 pips and a take profit of 10 pips, I knew better. And this is a big thing I saw in his videos. Apparently Donvo had a very sort of negative risk to reward. And my opinion on this is not super damning, to be honest. If you have a negative risk to reward, that's perfectly fine if you have a very, very high win rate. However, what we saw in his reaction, or in his in this video that I did, he actually took like 300 trades in a single day, which is ridiculous. If you have a super negative risk to reward, you probably aren't losing that often. And if you are, you're probably not losing 300 times in a day, which is insane. Anyways, compounding is king, and I learned this best when I stopped going for the big money prizes. Then I noticed my account started to steadily grow, and I became much more stable instead of taking big hits that would blow my accounts. Like this guy, slow and steady, does indeed win the race. I've been wondering what happened to Don. I have reservations about his style, but I really learned a lot about candle formations from his lives. And I think that this sort of resonates with many of the viewers probably listening to this right now, if you're somebody who watched Donvo, you might have even learned stuff from the guy. So it's really like disappointing that he's just not said anything. And I do hope genuinely that he comes back and comments on what has gone down, at least give the people some sort of resolution who supported him for so long. Many people, I know that, I've been streaming since 2018. I know many people in my streams have watched me off and on for years now. And, it's like one of those things. Donvo certainly has had long-term viewers that are probably wondering, hey, just where'd you go? What happened? And, if you come back and apologize and address this, maybe some people can work past it. But anyways, just an average day in the Forex market. Some crazy stuff happens in foreign exchange, that's for sure. 300 trades in one day is insane. Huge red flag. This is what happens eventually when you trade like that. The market will do something you didn't think it could. That is why you have to cut your losses before that can happen. Having losing days is just something we have to accept as part of being consistently profitable. Cannot win them all. He probably was using a bot on the 1 minute or something because 300 trades is wild. I saw this and there are some allegations out here. So let me get into this. I've heard this a lot. So Donvo made a big chunk of money and then on the account, and then suddenly in one day it plummeted to zero. And what many people have actually come out and said and accused him of doing is, so the account that he did this copy and paste service on was Blueberry Markets. That was the brokerage that offered this to him. Now, the reason I bring that up is that many people have alleged that Blueberry Markets and Donvo collaborated because basically they were saying that if he tanked the account, perhaps Blueberry Markets with a B-book model, if you guys are familiar with that, could basically pocket everybody's money. So think about this. When you lose on a brokerage, like let's say you load $1,000 into a brokerage and you lose that $1,000. If that happens, where does that money go? Well, if it's a A-book broker, meaning they pass your trades onto the live market, the broker only makes money through spreads and commissions. But if it's a B-book broker, they never pass your trades to the live market. So when you put 1K into a brokerage and they don't pass it into the market and you lose that 1K, where does that 1K go? It goes to the brokerage. So there's been a lot of claims that Donvo and Blueberry Markets collaborated in order to tank everybody's money and pocket it all and then split it up between the two of them. Now, this is 100% alleged. I have no proof that that is what happened. I am not here to claim that that is what happened, and I'm not out here looking to catch strays by making that claim. I'm simply pointing out this is what the community seems to be alleging about the situation. Do I think that that's possible? I kind of doubt it. I know some people at Blueberry that are, perfectly reasonable people. I have no idea if that's something that they would do or not. I would not make that as a base case. But I do think it's worth at least considering since Donvo has said absolutely freaking nothing on this after blowing a huge amount of money on behalf of many, many traders. That feels wrong. If I were to have done that, I would come out with a long video completely owning up to it. And I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. That's just what you should do if it was a mistake, if it was something that went wrong, if you made a ginormous mistake, if you had a traumatizing experience in your life that completely, set you off and you just went into rampage mode in the charts. Of course, that's still, completely irresponsible, but at least you address it. Right? In this situation, we've heard crickets from somebody who has taken a bunch of people's money and then completely lost it. So it is something where, I think the people need a response. If you're managing a bunch of money for people, which personally I don't think is ever worth the stress. People have said, in my last video, they were like, Nick, when are you starting one? And after watching the reaction here, absolutely never is the answer. I'm not interested in the stress that comes with managing other people's money. But on top of that, again, I think if you do take that role and all the money that comes with it, you at least need to owe the people a response if something like this happens. And I do hope genuinely that he comes back and makes some sort of response to this situation. As a man, you are 100% accountable for everything good and bad that happens to you. It sucks you lost money and others people money, but you can't blame him. Yeah, I mean, it's fair. If you put a bunch of money with somebody on the internet, you got to sort of take a wake-up call with this, unfortunately. It's not fun, but I think that is probably the case. Donvo does not feel horrible. He made money off this. I mentioned in the video, if this was me, I would feel absolutely devastated by this. But again, if this was me, I would be making a video discussing what happened. I could not hold it in, right? So the fact we've heard nothing is absolutely insane and such a disappointment, right? If you just walk off with everybody's money, whether that is alleged or not, like point blank period, if you had a terrible trading experience or whatever and you just completely messed up, at least own up to it. But absolutely saying nothing to people who supported you for years is where I think people are really upset about this. Perhaps he plugged it in a bot and messed him up. 300 trades is a lot for manual trading. I mean, I agree, but again, goes back to where's the response? At the end of the day, if this is what happened, then fine, but say something, right? If you just went, completely radio silent, people are just sitting there with no answers who have lost a lot of money with you. So anyways, I've seen this a lot. A lot of people saying he maybe have been using an EA system, which may be the case, but again, make some sort of commentary on what happened. Appreciate the mention. Yeah, Forex James did a full video on this. He did a great job on that. Definitely worth mentioning. I don't think Donvo does this kind of role. Okay, here we go. I don't think Donvo does this kind of rug pull scams, though. Also, Nick mentioned that he doesn't have historical evidence or data for his trading stats. He does have a few years of trading in YouTube live feed, but YouTube took some of them away. He even hit 1 million last year every day doing live stream all the way till he hit 1 million. There's no reason for him to do this kind of thing. We'll just wait for him to come out for the truth. And that was posted 1 month ago. Whoops, hold on. Let me get out of that. Sorry. Anyways, yeah. So the thing is, there's been radio silence, and there's been a lot of people who have been waiting for something. Clearly, I mean, this video getting so many views shows you there were a lot of people who were waiting for this response. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to update. There's been no response. I'm still waiting to see one. I'm not trying to purposefully get involved in, I know I've been doing some YouTube drama here recently and Twitter drama. It is simply because I know there's a lot of people who have been negatively impacted by this, and it does set a negative tone for the industry. And I think that holding people accountable, including myself, if I were to do something like this, I would want people to hold me accountable for doing things like this. That is what the trading industry needs. We need people who are holding others accountable without trying to just purposely bash and just criticize other people. You need people who are holding people accountable. If you want to be, a notable figure in this industry, you need track records and you need transparency to your audience. I do think it's very, very important. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know your comments on this situation down below in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear what you guys are thinking about this. I'm wondering if we'll get a response. I don't know. Do you guys think we'll ever get a response? Let me know. Also, by the way, if you'd like to join our free Telegram channel or some of the free resources, if you're looking for a better brokerage, there's a bunch of links in the description down below. You can see it in this video here, by the way. All of the different things that we've got available. We've got a free course available. You can join our newsletter. You can try out the Edge Finder, some free Telegram stuff, join our Discord, all sorts of free value in the description down below if you haven't already checked. Thanks for watching.